in, the human world, there's a more permanent way from which you can commit to somebody and really make that real. And Solara's like, I don't understand, sorry, what are you saying? Hi everyone, it's Catchy, aka OBiGem. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, hit the notification bell, notified of all future videos. And if you'd like to see, please do hit the like button so to keep making content like this. So you're back with another episode of Not So Berry. It has been a minute for me because I actually haven't recorded Not So Berry in weeks and weeks and weeks. And it's for a lot of reasons. But the most pressing one was because we went almost a month without AC, and it was kind of insufferable during a lot of those weeks we didn't have AC. There was at least 1 week in there where the weather was 90 degrees the whole week. And, y'all play the game. You know how The Sims can run your computer hot and warm up a room like nobody's business. And so it just wasn't the most comfortable thing in the world to try and record Not So Berry. I was running fans pretty much 24/7. And that's not really, conducive for a recording environment, having a fan going. So I just kind of, sat on hold for it for a minute and put off recording literally a lot of things. Luckily, I had stuff pre-recorded, so it wasn't too obvious. But if you guys do keep up with my community tab, I did let you know there that that's what was going on as far as slower content. But we are back. I'm not going to dwell on it at all. We are back. If you guys remember last episode, Zari and his dad, Andre, went to the Aerospace Museum, where Andre pretty much dropped the bomb that he has a half-brother. So this is them. They're back at the house. Zari's actually getting some Springfest dinner together. He brought the family over. So the usual suspects are here, but I actually did not remember to bring the half-brother. I'm going to probably have, I think Andre is taking a bath. Oh, Nickel, did you make a mess? Oh, I'm going to need somebody to take care of this. But I'm going to have, after, I believe Andre's in the bath. Yeah, he is. He's taking a quick bath, so after Andre gets out of the bathtub, I'm going to have him go ahead and call Reed over, and they're going to go ahead and have Springfest dinner. There's a lot that Zari wants to kind of accomplish today as far as getting to know his brother, and, he wants to have a little private one-on-one with Solara for reasons I will get to. But until then, I'm going to have him hurry up and finish cooking this stuff, and then we will sit down and have the little get together where everybody will get to meet and bond with Reed. So everybody has gathered for Springfest, and I thought this was so cute because Zari went and sat in the living room area with everybody. I had him talk to Candace at first because they had no relationship for some reason. I'm like, you need to know your Auntie Candace. She's like the one last, not really, but, that was your mommy's bestie, so you need to know your Auntie Candace. So he's been chatting it up with Candace and be like, how are you? How are you and Uncle Robin doing? I'm going to have him talk to his Uncle Robin. Nice, look at Robin. He's aged so well. But he's going to talk to the rest of the guests. Kennedy's here. The Trailer Park Girls, Mo and Zara are here. Solara's here somewhere. I saw her. As well as, oh yeah, there she is. Arlene, they'll be eating the food. Where's all the food? Oh, okay. I thought someone ate all the food. It's a little glitch here. There we go. Yeah, there's a little sometimes the food. Don't mind that. Everybody is essentially here, including their guest of honor, which is a certain Reed Benson. He just got here. I actually ended up adding him to the Gathering Club, so we don't have to invite him in. I think he should be able to just walk in. There's actually not a good shot of him because he is between blanks, and so we're just gonna hit unpause so that he can do a better face there. But this is Zari's half-brother, Reed. He's obviously got a case of the acne, so ignore that. But this is Reed. I'll show you in Andre's family tree, but he actually looks more like his mom than he does Andre. So him and Zari don't actually look that much alike. If he had looked like Andre more than his mom, they probably would be looking closer, like, resemblance together, since Zari looks so much like his dad, but he actually looks like his mom. But this is Zari's half-brother, Reed, and I think he's just, like, really excited to kind of Well, I don't know if excited's the right word. I think he's just intrigued to like learn about his dad because he just found out about him, and he just found out that he has a brother. So I guess he's just like curious to see what that's going to entail. So we're gonna have everybody sit soon so that he can meet everybody. So they have all decided to sit down for Spring Fest dinner. Zari makes some cocoa then, and he decided to sit right next to his half brother Reed. And this is actually the first he's getting to speak with them. He's like, "Hi, and this is kind of weird, but my name's Zari. I've heard your name is Reed." He's like, "Yeah, my name is Reed. It's nice to meet you, Zari. I've heard a little bit about you from my mom telling me about you and my dad, but I actually don't really know that much." He's like, "Have you always lived in Strangerville, like this close by my house?" And Zari's like, "Oh, well, actually, no. I just moved here after I graduated from university. I got a degree in physics, and I'm an astronaut. I used to live in Newcrest before I moved here." He's like, "That's really cool. I don't really know what I want to do when I graduate high school, but that's cool that, you went and got a degree in physics and you're an astronaut." He's like, "Yeah, maybe, we could hang out some, and, if you need help figuring that out, I could talk to you about it." And he's like, "Yeah, that sounds, really cool." And so it's still really awkward, but, I think they're both optimistic about getting to know each other because, for Zari's perspective, he's like, "I've never had a sibling before, not like one that I share blood with. So, it's, really cool that I actually have a sibling now." And I think he's really excited about it. And he's like, "I actually have a son." And he's all like, "Oh, no way, you've got, a little boy?" And he's like, "Yeah, he's really young. I guess to you, I guess your nephew." And he's like, "Yeah, it's really cool." And he's like, "How old is he?" And Zari's telling him, he's still really young. He's still a toddler. I think he went down for his nap that long ago, but, you should talk to him too. You've got, even more family than you knew. He's like, "Yeah, I guess I do." And again, it's still really awkward. Reed feels a little bit out of place here because he didn't realize there were going to be that many people here. And he's like, "I thought I was just going to be meeting my dad and my brother, but I guess there's all these other people." And he's like, "Don't worry about it. There's going to be plenty of opportunity for us to like talk and chat with each other and get to know each other. So, I'm looking forward to it. Family's really important to me. I don't know if you know this, but I actually recently lost my mother. So it's really important that I keep family close by." And Reed's, open to that. He's like, "Yeah, I couldn't imagine. My mom I still have with me. So, I'm just looking forward to, I guess, getting to know you a bit better and my dad a bit better. I didn't even know I had, a birth father. So I'm open to it." So that is what's going on there. I don't know what Zari went. Andre. Really? Homeboy went to sleep. Get up and talk to your son. Like, what the heck? Get up, talk to your boy, and we've got a whole lot to do during the day. You really trying to go? I know it's late. We are having Springfest late today. We had a lot to cover the last episode, and it went late into the day. But everybody, eat your food and get to know each other. Sit down, get to know your son. Sit. But yeah, I mean that would be Andre for him to be like, "Oh, Zari's getting to know him, so I guess, like, that kind of lets me off the hook of really having to get to know him." But it's like, no, Andre, get to know your son that you spent your whole life not really doing anything, but, that's Andre for you, absentee dad. But I'm going to queue up some interactions so that Andre can actually get to know his son. While he's doing that, I'm going to have Zari touch base with Solara because there are some things that he wants to talk to with her. Oh, this is so cute. So this is where Zari snuck up to him. Like, where is he at the table? Well, he came up to check on baby Nickel. Oh, look at him. Little baby Nickel is on his little rocking horse, and he went to check on him because he was taking a nap, and he just wanted to see if he was up yet. And look at Nickel. He's like, "Oh, look at my little boy playing." Nickel is just a sweetheart. Look at him. And he's really like looking at Nickel and thinking, I really just love my son. Let me get the camera right. Watching Nickel play, he's like, I really just love my son. And I'm actually really loving being a father more than I thought that I would. And it has him thinking about, it would be nice, because I guess him meeting up with his own half brother today, it really brought into focus for him how much he missed out not growing up with a sibling. And now he has the opportunity to kind of like forge a relationship with his half brother now. But he's looking at Nickel and he's like, I want my own son to be able to experience what it feels like to have like a tight family. And, he's growing up and it would be good for him to maybe have a sibling of his own. So he's thinking really seriously about growing his family. He's like, I would love to give my son a sibling. So that's really going to feed into what he wants to kind of talk with Solara about later. But I'm going to actually let him eat because he actually is really hungry. So we're going to go let him actually eat his cocoa bean. And after that, we're going to have him have that conversation with Solara because he definitely wants to talk to her and see where she's at after, they solidified their relationship. He, is really thinking about growing family and whatnot. And I know it's a lot. So with Springfest dying down, Zari decided to ask Solara out onto the porch to sit with him and just talk for a minute. He's like, yo, Solara, thank you for coming over for Springfest. I know it was a lot. And she's like, oh no, it was nice to see what this human custom of Springfest was all about. He's like, yeah, normally it's just a lot of fun with a whole lot of family and whatnot. But speaking of family, I got, dropped a big old bomb today when my dad told me that I had a half brother. So I definitely had to make sure he came to Springfest so I could get to know him a little bit. We started, to get to know each other, and obviously it's going to be a long road for us to kind of really feel like family. But it really kind of reaffirmed to me how important family is. As you know, I did lose my mom, during New Year's. And my dad moved in, and that's given us some time to reconnect. And it really just solidified to me that family is important. Family first, I've been really enjoying being a dad to my son, and, seeing him grow just really warms my heart. And I want him to know everybody in his family, his mother, me, his grandfather, his uncle now. And that kind of brings me to you. So Solara's like, I'm not understanding, Zari. What do you mean? This sounds quite serious. And Zari's like, Solara, it's really not. I mean, what I mean to say is, I feel strongly for you, and I consider you family, and I want us to, continue to get closer than we are, and really think about integrating into each other's lives as a family. And Solara's like, that sounds really nice, Zari. I would like that too. And she's like, but I mean, did we really have to sit and have a conversation about that? I thought since we became committed to each other, that's what that meant. And Zari's like, yeah, that is what that meant, Solara, but also in, the human world, there's a more permanent way from which you can commit to somebody and really make that real. And Solara's like, I don't understand, Zari, what are you saying? And so Zari says to Solara, I love being with you, Solara. I don't know if I've said it to you before, but okay, I guess they're gonna have this conversation in the hallway, fine. But Zari's like, I don't know if I said it to you before, Solara, but I love you. And she's like, I don't know if I know what that means, Zari. And he's like, well, on Earth, that really means that you care about somebody a lot. So much so that you do anything for them and you want to be with them forever. And Solara's like, well, if that's what it means, then I think that maybe I feel that way about you too. So Zari's like, that's amazing, Solara, because I feel strongly about you, and I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I kind of want to make the situation between us a permanent one. So I went and I did some shopping, and I'm missing it right now because they decided to do it in this damn hallway where there's like no room for the camera. But anyway, let's get the camera situated. And he's like, I did some shopping before my dad and I got back from the Aerospace Museum, and that shopping entailed what I'm about to do right now. And she's like, I don't understand what. And so look at Zari, look at his face, he's so nervous. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm really doing it. Is this a good idea? Is it like I'm nervous? Meanwhile, what a time for you to wake up. Andre and catch this moment. But we're gonna head back over to our guy here as he's about to do the do. So Solara's like, Zari, what's going on? What you doing? And Zari's all like, well, here goes nothing. Solara? And she is just, completely taken back because she has no idea what's going on. She's like, huh? And I'm gonna get some screenshots while we're here because, phew. Oh, Zari, why didn't you just do this on the porch like I asked you to? Now all these screenshots are gonna be janky, but thank you for that. We hate to see it, but he's like, Solara, Star, I love you. I'm crazy about you, and ever since we had that moment on New Year's where you were the only person who, saw that I was in pain and suffering, you've done nothing but bring a light and warmth and love into my life, and I want to make sure to have that in my life forever. So would you do the honor of marrying me and becoming my wife? And Solara was like, what? Like, sorry, I don't think I know what that means. And Zari's like, it's just like we talked about before. It's, the human world's way of saying internal commitment. So, I don't know what that equivalent is in Sixum, but, if that's something that you are interested in with me, then that's what I'm proposing right now. And so Solara's like, wow, Zari, I didn't even know we were there yet. And she's all, but, if that's what it means, then of course, I'd love to be your eternal partner, Zari. This is wow. And he's giving her the ring. Meanwhile, Andre is in the staircase, like, did my son just propose to this girl during Springfest? Yes, Andre, he did, while you were sleeping. Thank you for that. We hate to see it. Let me turn headline effects off so I can get a nicer picture. Nickel, what are you doing on the porch? Nickel, what are you doing on the porch? Baby boy, go back inside. Your daddy's proposing right now. We need you to not be straight missing, because right now, where's your mommy? Your mommy should... Arlene, come get the baby. Oh, Arlene's in here taking a phone call. Look at sis. She's in here keeping tabs on her tour, being like, don't worry, I'll be back on the road tomorrow. Don't worry, I'm just doing Springfest with my son and his dad. Arlene, go get your baby. Go get your baby, Arlene. Go get your baby. So Solara went ahead and said yes to Zari, and she's like, of course I'll marry you. Oh, this is cute. Let me go ahead and get that screenshot because this is cute. I love the kiss they do right after they get engaged. So yes, our baby boy Zari is officially engaged. And like I had said before, Zari was telling Solara before this was mostly precipitated by the fact that he's gotten a lot of news in a very short period of time that has really kind of showcased to him how important family is, and he doesn't want to waste any time. From his perspective, his mother literally spent her whole life like overly focused on her career, and she didn't get married until pretty much at the end of her life. She didn't get to spend as much time with the love of her life. And Zari looked at that and kind of saw it as, my mom kind of wasted a lot of time not being with the person that she loved. And I don't want to reach the end of my life and feel like I didn't get to spend all the time I could with the people I love. I want to maximize my life when it comes to my family. I've been able to play a whole lot of catch up with my dad. We missed so much time together. I missed, knowing my half brother through, pretty much all of his childhood. He's a teenager now. And I already made it a point to make sure I wasn't going to miss any more of my own son's life by having Nicole live with me while Arlene is on the road. I don't want to waste any more time. I want to keep growing my family and, spending as much time with my kids. And a lot of that starts with me making things official with Solara and making her my wife so we can really kind of make the most of being with each other. So that is what Zari plans to do. He plans to marry Solara and do all those things. He just wants to not have any regrets when it comes to family at all. Oh, look at baby Nickel. He is Very cranky. We're gonna have to put him to bed after that. We're gonna have to put him to bed after this, but yeah, he's not having it. He needs to go to sleep. And his mom's over here making phone calls. Wow. But yeah, baby Nickel, you want a sibling? You want a sibling? You don't really have a choice in this. You're getting a sibling. So the two of them are officially engaged. This is a moment to catch mid. Look at, he got her mid jump in the air. Kind of want to get this screenshot because that is a look. Oh, there we go. That's a look. Oh, I love it. I love this for them. He's like so shocked that she jumped into his arms. She's like, oh, he's like, oh my gosh, Solara, you gotta give me warning here. And she's like, I'm just so excited. We're engaged. And he's like, yeah, we're engaged. We should probably plan this wedding quick. Which Zari does want to plan a quick wedding because in his mind, he's like, you know, I want to kind of make sure that the older members of my family actually, you know, are able to attend my wedding. They all don't have a whole lot of time. When I say older members, I do mean his dad, his Aunt Candace, his Uncle Robin. They're all elders right now. So he's thinking of that and thinking, none of them have very much time left. My Aunt Candace and Uncle Robin are already in town for Springfest. I could wrangle them in to stay a little bit longer, a day longer, so that we can get married and they could be here for it. And then, of course, you know, my dad's old too. I don't know. He could go any moment. So he's all like, Arlene, I think, has to get back on the road. She may not be able to come, but that's not as important. As long as Nickel's here and Nickel is here, then we should do the wedding. We should do it as soon as possible. He's not trying to do what Sienna did, where she wanted to build up this grand event and waited till she was an elder to get married. He's like, no, you know, time is of the essence. Let's do this now. So he's going to go ahead and he's going to get that planned now. Let me find a good spot. So we're going to actually just call it an episode now. This, I think, is probably on the shorter side. I've been recording for an hour, but there's a whole lot of dead air within that hour. So I'm thinking that this episode is probably going to be pretty short, but it doesn't matter, y'all. Zari is engaged. So what did you think of the episode? What did you think of Reed? I know that was the bombshell last episode that Zari had a half-brother, but do you think him and Reed will actually be able to forge a relationship? Do you think Andre will be able to make good on forging a relationship with both of his sons, especially Reed, considering he kind of just paid off his mom and like he didn't really even know about him till like 2 seconds ago? But what do you think about that? And what about a yellow wedding? Are you guys excited for that? I am going back and forth in my head right now whether or not to use the My Wedding Stories wedding system for the yellow wedding. As y'all know, I didn't use it for Rose wedding because I wanted that to be good and special for Sienna, and I knew the pack was broken at that point and it would ruin it. But y'all, the pack still kind of is broken. I do have it now, but I have not used it, and I have not heard good things about using it, and I'm nervous about using it for my yellow wedding. We'll just have to see. But in the meantime, just let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, what you thought of all this and what you expect for Yellow Wedding. As always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay dazzled. I will see you in the next one. Bye!